Shalom, this is Nathaniel from the Holly Camp. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakodesh. Double honors to the apostle. The others are great millstone. They teach and rule well among many other things. Peace and salutations to the elect that are scattered abroad out there in four corners of the earth, pushing its truth and sincerity. All right. As you can see in this picture, because I got this one right here for my video, and this is really showing you that the Heavenly Father, all right, is making a lot of things happening right now, man. So for us, we got to understand that, yes, we see our enemies on their way out, okay? But we got to be steadfast in this truth that we may not be rooted out. Because there's a lot of other things that are going to take place here very soon, okay? That are going to fall in place. That fire that we're in right now is about to be turned up. And we're about to go through a lot more, right? Because just because we see our enemies falling doesn't mean that we're not going to also go through trials and tribulations upon this earth. Okay. Now, as you can see here, the Most High Yahweh Bashem El Shai, his words are faithful and true, and his words are speaking. All right, and then are not lying. All right, these visions that's been set for an appointed time, which is going into prophecy. Okay, are coming to pass, and they are not lying. Okay, they're not lying at all, because you can see here, man, these Amalekites banding up with these Ishmaelites. Look at that. Okay. Look at that. This is how you see that when Satan be divided against his own house, if Satan is divided against himself, how shall his house stand? And his house is falling apart because there's so much division going on right now on this earth. Okay? Showing you that we are in the end times. Okay? And our enemies are at each other's throat, which is beautiful. Now, we're going to get, what was it? I was going to grab something really quick. I just had it in my mind. Right, I got it. There's Isaiah 55, verse 10, and it reads, "For as the rain cometh down, and the snow from heaven, and returneth not thither, but what watereth the earth, and maketh it bring forth the bud, that it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater." Right? And as we know in this world, rain, when it starts to pour, okay, it does not go back from where it came from at that very moment. Same thing with snow. Okay, but it accomplished that which the Heavenly Father, okay, has sent the rain or the snow to do his job. Okay, and it's the same thing what goes out as far as his words, as it says here in verse 11, "So shall my words be that go forth out of my mouth." Okay, so the words of the Heavenly Father are as a rain or as the snow that falleth down. Okay, it's not going to return unto him void, as it says here. "It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please." Okay, and just like the rain is made to water the vegetation and give water to life, all right, to drink, it's the same thing what's going on with the words of the Heavenly Father. Okay, they're not going to go out void, and as we can see right now, these people that are in that land, okay, are divided against each other. Okay, they're divided against each other, showing that what they had set up is all falling apart, man. Okay. And now it says here, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. You see, so the Heavenly Father's words don't go out void, because the Lord said that these things were going to occur, man. Right? It says here in let's see, we'll start on Matthew 12 and 25, and it reads, and Yahushua knew their thoughts, and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. And and this occurred in the past to our people, the Hebrew Israelites. We were divided against each other, and we fell as a nation, man, because we didn't abide in the ways of the Heavenly Father by keeping His laws, statutes, commandments, which have been only given unto the Hebrew Israelites, okay, during the time of Moses. Okay, we're the only nation upon this earth, and that's why we are considered holy. Why? Because we are set apart from the rest of the ways of this world. Okay, we were given the law, statutes, commandments to follow in order for us to rule the earth, but we didn't follow that way. So guess what? We fell. We got kicked out of that land in 70 AD. Okay, Vespasian and Titus put an end to Jerusalem, man, when Rome invaded Jerusalem in 70 AD. Okay, and millions of our people fled into Africa. Majority of them went to west part of Africa, but also some of us went to the eastern parts, and throughout the regions of Africa. But mainly in West Africa, we fled over there, hiding from Roman persecution and slavery. Okay, and that's why a lot of our people ended up in Rome, the Roman Empire, because we ended up being captives as well. Okay, we ended up being slaves in the Roman Empire, and when the west part of Rome fell, we took over Rome for 1,000 years, which was known as the Dark Ages. We ruled the Roman Empire all the way from Spain to Russia. Okay, but then as the 1400s came along, you also had the Black Plague, which also helped these so-called white people get back into power, and that was also known as a Renaissance. And the word Renaissance meaning, it's a French word meaning rebirth. And what they mean about the rebirth is them coming back into power. Okay, because we still had kings that were ruling in Europe while our people were going into the transatlantic slave trade. Okay, but we eventually we got taken over. Okay, and we were brought to a very low estate. Okay, very very low estate. We ended up being captives. Serving in captivity. Okay, but now them same things what these devils have done unto us is starting to happen unto them. Okay, the curses are falling upon them, as it says here in Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 7. And the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies. So all these curses are upon our enemies. They're being brought upon our enemies. That's why you see now so-called white on white crime. A lot of them shooting each other in the streets, fighting against each other. Because these curses that, because back in the day, even to this day, our people are heavily cursed. That's why they got the so-called black on black crime. You had Jakes that were in the street, you step on each other's shoes. That was already a fight, even on to death, man. Okay, we would shoot each other over the minute shit. But if a so-called Chinese person step on the Jake feet, there wouldn't be no problem. Okay? The majority of the time, it wouldn't be much of a problem. But that's the curses, that your brother shall have an evil eye upon you, as it talks about in Deuteronomy chapter 28. Now these curses are also upon our enemies that as it says here, and the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies, right? And on them that hate thee, right? So we are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans upon this earth. We are the most hated people. Okay, there have been so many atrocities, you can call it racism, but I call it prejudice. You know that they would you know because these other nations they hate our guts, man. The so-called black man has the worst upon this earth, man. Okay, and it's beautiful to see now that the same thing that we've been going through is now going upon our enemies. That's why you got the so-called white privilege being taken away from them, which is great. The Most High is taking it away. Now they're at each other's throats. Now they want to band together with our people, talking about, yeah, we got there's power in the people. We need to stand together. But wait a minute. When you had so-called white privilege, right? Where were you when we was dealing with hardship? You was nowhere to be found. Now that your so-called white privilege is being taken out of commission, now you want to stand together with us? The hell with you, man. You know, we don't give a damn about you, you know, because you ain't never gave a shit about us. You're worried about the people over there, what's going on in Palestine, right? Or what's going on in Ukraine and shit. But nobody give a shit about us when we, even to this day, over there in West Africa, you got large amounts of our people starving over there. But ain't you don't hear shit about it on the news or anything about it. You know, when there's things going on, you know, you don't see nobody put no flags on their Facebook or Instagram talking about pray for these people. You never hear that for our people, but when you hear about so-called white people or, you know, some other people, you know, pray for them. You know what? Fuck them, man. Okay? The hell with them. Now we're seeing these curses upon our enemies, and it's a beautiful sight, man. The Heavenly Father is jacking y'all asses up, man. And I'm loving it, man. I'm enjoying every bit of it. Just like how you guys laugh over us, talk bad about us behind closed doors like we don't know, you know? How you talk amongst your own people about us like we don't know with your treatment, your actions, your indirect things that you do, right? We know about these things, and guess what? Now it's happening onto you. Good, and it's gonna get only worse for you, because even your own people are fucking you over, man. And it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful to see your rulers, your kings is throwing you under the fucking bus, man. Great, because don't come over here for help. I ain't gonna help you. I'm only gonna laugh over you, man. Which we're doing. We're rejoicing over our enemies because why? Because these curses are falling upon them. Now they're in poverty. Now, you know, but they always been in poverty, but the so-called white privilege is not gaining them any advantages because that was created, the term white race came about 1681. Between 1681 1682 was the creation of the white race because you never heard of the term white race in a Roman Empire, right? Or even before then, because they knew that they're Edomites, okay? But they came up with the term white race is because it gave them a privilege, even when the poor so-called white people, right? They would have that white privilege because it goes into white supremacy that they would have an advantage over colored people, man. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, they would have advantage over you. They will be picked first for a job. They will be allowed to get fucking loans. They would live in better places when they had options than you. Okay? Their education was better than us. You see? So there's no such thing as so-called black supremacy because we don't affect where you're going to live, what education you're going to get, what loan you're going to have, or what job you're going to have. There's no such thing as black supremacy. But there is a thing called white supremacy because the so-called white people are ruling. Okay? And when I hear people say black supremacy, you're a fucking retard. You're a fucking retard. You don't even go into the word of what it actually means and how does it affect you. It don't affect you in anything. What's affecting you now is that your own people are fucking you over. You're 3-time fucking losers. That's who you are, man. Your own people are making you pay taxes out of your asses in your own kingdom, right? Making you work like dogs, dividing you and your families apart, having the man and the woman fight against each other. It's beautiful because these curses now are upon you as well. Okay? And that's how the Heavenly Father had it all set up, man. And it started from from the 1960s, right? The so-called women's liberation, which was funded by Rockefeller, right? So they can get the woman out the house and tax her ass too. While women complain about there being, what is it called, uh, um, having a husband over them is like, a slavery or some type shit, or what is it called? I'm looking for the correct word for it. But the thing is, now from the husband having a rule over his wife, now the government had a rule over your ass. Now the government's taxing you. You know, having fight against each other. This feminism. That's fucking beautiful, man. Because that's exactly what happened to us. Now your own devices are biting you right in your ass, man. Biting you right in your ass. And I'm fucking happy about it too. You know? Fucking beautiful, man. So going back into Matthew chapter 12, verse 25, and it reads, and Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. So, in your nation, your people, when they are fighting against each other, it brings a kingdom down, man. Because even when you bring a people of the same race fighting against each other in a city, fighting against each other in a house, right? Your nation is weak, man. Your nation is weak. And another sign is that you got your own women fighting against you, man. They won't stand with you no more, man. Right? That's why 70-80% of women initiate divorce, because your king, your ruler, gave women rights more than you. And now these females are taking advantage of it and fucking you over. You see how the thing turns around? Just like how what you did to us? Because now it's happening to you, man. And if Satan cast out Satan, he's divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? And it's exactly a very good thing to see is that our enemies, right? Because the physical manifestation of Satan, the word Satan in the Hebrew is shatan, meaning adversary. And the physical manifestation of Satan upon this earth are the so-called white people, man. They're against fucking life. They ain't about fucking humanity. All they do is fucking pollute the earth. All right? The water. 3 essential things that we need in life. They fucking pollute it. Right? They pollute the land, the water we drink, the air we breathe, right? The food that we eat. 3 essential things. Okay? They ain't about prosperity, because if it was the case, the things that we're using are also contributing to the earth being even more polluted. Right? Because it says here in Isaiah 24, and I'm going to start at verse 4. The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The word languishes and fadeth away. Right? So the earth, right, is mourning, is suffering. That's why you have thousands of fishes, whales, killer whales, beaching themselves, killing themselves, man. Killing themselves. You have mass amounts of animals just going, are dying. You have these Edomites, right? These so-called white people saying, yeah, because of the CO2 in the air, right? We have to now euthanize millions of these cows, lambs, and shit like that, chickens. Well, it was more the cows and shit, because they're shitting too much and it's causing too much CO2 in the air. but they can't give you an answer of how much CO2 it is, right? Because if you Google it, I believe the CO2 in the air is 0.04, man. But they're putting billions of dollars into that, killing the animals, right? Polluting, talking about that, this is the reason why we're going to justify killing all these animals. This whole earth is mourning. People are hungry, starving to death, when there is plenty of fucking food, right? There's plenty of food out there, man. Why are people hungry? Why? Because this whole society is set up for the rich to get richer and the poor to get poor. And guess who the rich is getting more rich? Is these so-called elites. Because they don't give a fuck about even their own people, man. Right? Because that's what it's talking about in Isaiah 14 and verse 20. That he even slays his own people, man. His own people, man. Killing his own people. Okay? With chemtrails. Right? With GMOs, genetically modified foods. Right? With all this pesticide in the vegetables and fruits that you eat. And pesticides ain't about killing bugs. It's about killing you. Okay? So the earth mourneth and fadeth away. The word languishes and fadeth away, right? Because what's going on? The ego, the eco is being polluted more and more. You got islands out there in the ocean of trash. Okay? The haughty people of the earth do languish. And the haughty people talking about the proud people. What people on this fucking earth is hella proud? So-called white man. Walking around like they achieved the most greatest thing upon the earth while this earth is suffering, man. Just because you got yourself some new shoes or some fucking clothes, right? You got a fucking used up piece of shit girl you call your girlfriend, right? You got a fucking new car, that you achieved, or your job, or so on and so on, right? While this earth is being more and more destroyed, the so-called elites, their achievement is on some fucking mass murder type shit, genocide. What kind of achievements have you done? Just you are as hell and death that cannot be satisfied. These people are not satisfied. That's why they're busy right now in the so-called Middle East. Because they want to have the whole complete earth on lock, man. That's what this so-called New World Order is all about, man. They want complete control. And they want to chip everybody. That's what they want to do. Okay? These are the proud people, man. The so-called elites, man. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof. You see? So the people that live upon this earth, man, right? That rule this earth, okay? Because the Heavenly Father said he gave the earth into the hands of the wicked. Why do you think that there's so much fucking crime going on, man? Right? So many people are getting sick. Your own food is fucking killing you, man. Because they have transgressed the laws, right? And one of the laws is to keep the land Sabbath. Because normally you're supposed to farm a land for 6 years, and on that 7th year you would leave that land alone. Why? So it can regain its strength. You wouldn't even have to create fucking GMOs to make your fruits and vegetables with full nutrients. Nowadays, the food that you eat have no value of nutrients whatsoever, man. None whatsoever. And you think that you're eating healthy just because you eat some vegetables and shit, man. It's a fucking joke. That's why you gotta grow your own stuff. But guess what? Esau make life so hard for people to live with their own fucking land and house and cultivate their own fruits and vegetables. They outlaw that too. They don't allow you to be self-efficient. Try to get off the electric grid and make your own electricity and water and see what happens, man. See what happens. You get your ass in trouble, man. You see, he wants complete control. changed the ordinances, broke the everlasting covenant. You know, and that's these Edomites today, man. All right, so this is Isaiah 19 and 2, and it reads, "And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians." And who are the modern day Egyptians today? So-called white people, man. They're the modern day Egyptians, man. And if you don't believe it, I got a precept to back that up, man. This is Joel chapter 3, verse 19, and it reads, "Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness." You see? So it shows you again, right here, who the modern day Egyptians are, right? Because it says here, "For the violence against the children of Judah, so-called Negroes," right? Which, you know, are the word Judah for short is Jew, right? So the southern tribe of Israel, all right, were considered so-called Negroes. But back in those times, they couldn't tell us apart. So that, you know, you had Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. So they called those three tribes Jews. Okay? But the real meaning of the word Jew goes back to the name Judah, the head tribe of Israel. Okay? And you're gonna pay for the atrocities, the violence, all the things that you've done to our people, man. Right? Because the sign really shows that these curses are upon you. Right? But a carnal piece of shit ain't gonna understand that. It says here, because they have shed innocent blood in their land. Okay? And that's right, because as it says here in Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 12, and it reads, "Woe to him that builded the town with blood," right? "And established a city by iniquity." And you done that also with the so-called Native Americans, Gad and Reuben, right? Ephraim, Naphtali, okay? The northern tribes, man. You came in there, you know, and this is really going towards Gad and Reuben, because as so-called white people came over to the Americas, because we was already dwelling in that land, right? After Assyrian captivity, we went over there, dwelling in land where no man dwelt like, because we knew that there's nobody dwelling over there. Why? Because in the time of King Solomon, he had the Canaanites, the real Africans, right? Go over there and get gold, right? Different animals, cedar trees, and all kinds of stuff, man. Gems, okay, and bring it back to King Solomon. So the northern tribe knew about that land and went over there. Well, guess what? That's how Christopher Columbus, which his name is, I had the original name. So like for that, Christopher, no, well, you know, Christopher Columbus. I'm just gonna keep it like that because I'm not gonna try to beat my head over this name right now at the moment. That's how I was able to find the rest of the 10 tribes, man, that went over to that land, okay, and broke every treaty. He broke every treaty with our people, man. That's how these people are. Woe meaning destruction to him that buildeth a town with blood, right? Because you went over there, committed genocide, and established a city by iniquity, right? Because that's what you did. You raped, robbed, and murdered, man. Okay? So you're gonna pay. Okay? You're gonna pay for the innocent blood, because our people didn't start war with you. We were not savages. We taught you how to cultivate in that land and how to survive. But guess what? You turn around and you put a sword in our back, man. You're going to pay for that, man. This is Isaiah chapter 19, verse 2, and it reads, "And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians." So these curses are falling upon our enemies that have been continually destroying our people, man. Now it's being put upon them, the things that were going on with us, man. Your own devices have fucked you up, man. And they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. And it's exactly what you see going on in Israel right now, man. They fighting each other right now, man. And you're going to see that going on throughout Europe. You're going to see that going on throughout America. Okay? It's not only over there that's going to happen, man. You know? And a lot of people don't really understand how is it going to happen. Well, guess what? When they stop delivering food to these stores because the logistics shut down, your truck drivers stop driving, you know? You're going to see some real shit happening, man. Civil war, civil unrest leading to civil war. And then after civil that shit going on, you're gonna have martial law being declared, man. And you're gonna be really at each other's throat, man. Alright? So hey, that was pretty much it. Yahweh decided was edifying. With that, I'm gonna give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders of Great Millstone that teach you rule well among many other things. And peace and salutations to the elect that are scattered abroad, four winds of this earth, pushing this truth and sincerity. Shalom.